Our first guest this morning here at the big old round table is Dennis Domrzalski, good friend of ours here on the show. Dennis is a reporter for Albuquerque Business First and covers, boy, you get a wide thing here, healthcare, banking, education, government, and whatever else.
And hamsters driving
hamsters
trucks.
driving trucks.
That hamster is probably a better driver than a lot of people here in Albuquerque. And I think you mentioned that he was probably using his turn signal.
Oh, yeah, he was. We saw him. We saw him.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a little lever for that.
Yeah.
The sad thing is we may have inspired somebody to try that in their own car here.
Let's hope not.
With the carrot and all that. Okay, well, let's get...
I was getting nervous watching that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, well, first of all, let's talk about Obamacare. Everything kicks in, well, enrollments start, what, October 1st?
October 1st, yeah. Here in New Mexico, we've had a really compressed time frame trying to get this insurance exchange, which is just an online marketplace up. They're going to tell everybody tomorrow that they are indeed going to make the October 1st deadline. It's going to be a great unknown. No one knows. No one. I mean, no one in healthcare, no one in insurance knows if this is going to work and how many people are going to enroll. The idea is for all this to work, you have to have healthy young people to sort of subsidize everyone else who's older. But all the incentives are for them to not, because it's only a $95 a year penalty compared to a couple thou to actually buy insurance.
Yeah.
I can do that math.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of younger people, I mean, especially my age, younger, actually buying into this. I feel like they would rather just kind of take the 95 penalty and deal with it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, then you've got a couple of things, other things going on. You've got the Medicaid, expanded Medicaid enrollment going on, starts October 1st, and you've got Medicare Advantage starts on October 1st. So all these people are going to be swamped. I'm fascinated by it simply because I get a chance to watch it. If it fails, it doesn't really affect me.
Okay, Dennis, I went to one of the meetings. 3 of the people on the exchange board had a meeting a couple of months ago talking about this, and they addressed that very thing. What they have to make this work just in New Mexico is every last living, breathing person that can be enrolled has to be on this plan. Otherwise, it's not financially viable here at all. And that's their problem. There's not enough money in the media world to promote this on the level that it needs to happen at.
Yeah, and I think even if they do, I mean, they're going to spend about $7-8 million on public relations, outreach, and stuff like that. Here in the Albuquerque area, Santa Fe, it's probably not going to have that much of an effect because people already know about this stuff. The problems you're going to have is in the Navajo Reservation, some of these outlying areas,
yes.
Rural areas. And Larry, I mean, we've all been here. I suspect New Mexicans are just going to take a massive pass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my feeling right now. Look, we've got 23% of the population is already uninsured. So, and there's a lot out there. A lot of those people are eligible for Medicaid, and they just decide not to. So I suspect it's going to be, my personal opinion, I think it's going to be kind of rough going.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, again, are just worried about what's going to happen with this thing and don't even want to be involved with it.
Yeah, well, you've got some of the nation's larger insurers, Aetna and United, have opted out of a lot. They have chosen not to participate in a lot of the state insurance because they don't know what's going to happen either. You don't know what's going to happen to the rates. They've priced these things actually pretty low. And so if they get hit with a bunch of people who need medical care next year, boom, those rates could go up. That's part of the great unknown.
Back to this meeting I went to, they explained that part of the good news of this for New Mexico is that there's some more providers coming in to provide this coverage. But when you step back and look at it, you still have the same medical facilities you're dealing with. There aren't more of those. It's still Presbyterian, it's still Loveless, and to another extent UNM. Does that make any difference?
If a couple 100,000 people were suddenly to show up and get insurance and then demand appointments, it'd be chaos.
Oh yeah.
There aren't enough There aren't
No.
enough providers. We've already
No.
got a doctor shortage here. So, again, it's this experiment that, somebody in Congress called it a train wreck, coming. So all we can do is just kind of sit here and see what happens.
But the guys in Congress, they're able to opt out of it.
True.
Which makes no sense. If this is such a great thing, shouldn't they be participating in it as well?
You would think so, but that's it's this thing has left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and all we can do, and if it doesn't work, maybe they dismantle it. I don't know.
Now it was sold as free healthcare, wasn't it?
Certainly
That's how
cheaper
it was
healthcare.
sold, yeah.
Cheaper healthcare, better.
Yeah, affordable.
I kept hearing about pre-existing conditions were going to be covered, that the insurance companies couldn't turn you down anymore. Is that the one?
I think
highlight of this?
I think that is. I've heard so many horror stories from people. Certainly, as you get a little older, everything's a pre-existing condition.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've all, and so you got a high cholesterol, they're not going to insure you? I mean, come on. So
Right.
I think that was a reaction to the insurance industry itself, just being what they were, which was, hey, we're just going to, basically they're just insuring healthy people.
Yeah.
I mean, so what is insurance for? But that is one good thing of this, and if we can make it work simply because of that, that's a huge thing.
Do we know yet? So the exchange is going to be up and running October 1. How do we get into it? What do we
Well,
do?
there will be a website that you will be able to click on, and it is allegedly going to be the easiest thing. It's supposedly like
Like dealing with a motor vehicle department?
oh boy,
Let's hope not.
Larry, you're starting.
I'm sorry.
You're starting to get me nervous.
Or
Oh,
Department
is it?
of Workforce Solutions?
Supposedly you go click on, you punch in your income, blah, blah, blah. It determines whether you're eligible for subsidies, or there's all kinds of goofy subsidies. It's supposed to be the giant computer in the sky doing everything for you. Then it spits out, okay, here's these plans that you're eligible for, and there's different levels of plans, and you can choose which one. And it's supposed to be that easy.
Okay.
Will it be? I don't know. Now, GetInsured.com is the outfit that's been building ours, and they've built Californians, and they do have experience in this. So I suspect
Good.
that from that thing, it'll be okay.
Well, when is it actually supposed to take effect? So
January 1. You
Okay.
start enrolling on October 1st. January 1, you're supposed to be, and then the coverage kicks in on January 1.
I see.
So we won't
Okay.
know if there's chaos yet. until
Well,
next
you'll
year.
know. I mean, we'll have some idea how many people are trying to enroll on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing is there's no real incentive for businesses in New Mexico. Reason being, one, businesses with fewer than 50 employees are exempt anyway in the first year. And then they just exempted, about a month ago, they exempted.
Yeah.
So there's no penalty for businesses to pay. And that covers, I mean, you're talking 99% of the companies in New Mexico.
Well, that's the other thing is like, how are they even keeping track of who's paying and this fee and who's not? How do
The
they know
computer's
where you're
supposed to do
at?
it.
And I mean,
The great computer in the sky.
So
I feel like that's not gonna work.
I don't
so
expect
well.
you to know the answers to all these things, but if they're levying a fee on me, when are they collecting that? Are they taking my credit card?
At the
or-
end of the year.
At the end of the year?
The IRS.
In
I mean,
the-
it's going to be
my
on
taxes?
your tax return. Yeah.
Oh.
So the
Okay.
IRS is involved in this, they're all our deep personal friends.
Oh.
Of course, I
Right.
can trust them.
Everybody
Can't I?
loves the
Oh
IRS.
my gosh! Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, see what happens. See if it does turn into a
Well,
train
it'll
wreck.
be interesting.
Yeah.
The exchange, I've met 3 of the board members. There's 16 of them, I think, on this board that is going to run this thing.
Yeah.
And they're all really good people. They're going to try their best. I think they've been put in a really unwinnable
Well,
situation.
remember that the exchange, the legislature passed the bill this past session. The governor signed it in late March, which is basically when this board was constituted. And then since then, these people have been running as fast as they can to get this
Yes.
thing going. And I got to give them credit. They're a diverse group. Half of them appointed by the Democratic legislature, half by the governor. They've left all their politics at the door, and they've just been trying to get this thing going.
Yeah. Well,
We'll
Dennis,
see what happens.
very interesting.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming
Well,
by
thank
today.
you. It's always a pleasure.
Good to see you. And I kind of want to know, how we're doing in October. We'll have you
Yeah,
back.
no,
and,
I'd love
and
to.
We'll have early numbers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This board is accountable to the public. They got to report what's going on. So
Absolutely.
we'll
So it'll
find
be
out.
fun, and I look forward to coming back. So
Always
thank you.
good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.